Gentleman yields back. I know you guys have been sitting there for 3 hours. We appreciate it. We just have 2 more to go, and then the committee will adjourn. So I'll recognize the ranking member for a second round of questions.
Thank you. I don't really have a round of questioning. I thought we were going to do just 2 minutes, or
2 minutes, whatever you want.
Yeah. But I just want to thank you all for being here, for saying what your beliefs are, your recollections, as you can recall them, were. I think it's interesting that we are discussing free speech, and yet this committee is censoring speech and giving the American people only a slice of information that they want them to see. And they're trying to use the guise of, we don't want our other witnesses to know what we're going to be questioning people on, is the excuse to why they won't give the American people the whole truth. They're going to say there's coercion, but there's evidence of no coercion. They don't want to put that forward. And they don't think that that's a problem. They don't see that there's an issue with that. That's absolutely insane. We've been doing this. You see some of these transcripts that I had were from 2023. They haven't been able to talk to the witnesses since then to be able to release that. They've only released 2 of these transcripts at this point. I got a stack of them here that are still waiting to be released. And they don't want to release them because this is all part of their scheme to keep the truth that there was not coercion going on with these social media companies. And they need these companies not to do their job now as we start into the 2024 presidential election. And when they talk about the discussion of White House with these media companies, I've got a transcript here from an interview with an Amazon employee where the question is, so just to be clear, it was during the Trump White House that Amazon and other tech companies were first asked to work on the issue of rooting out COVID misinformation? Answer, yes, that's my recollection. Because we were in a pandemic, and it was incumbent on our government, along with these social media companies, along with health experts, along with cable news, along with members of Congress who, if we can recall, voted for funding to support the vaccine, all working together to try and stop the deaths of Americans and people around the world. Did that information and what we knew about the vaccine change over time? Of course it did. I can recall when we were told you could only transmit it by hand-to-hand or by touch. We didn't even know it was airborne initially, and that changed. But the work of our government is important, and we don't want these social media companies chilled in their own rooting out of misinformation and disinformation, particularly from our adversaries, as we go into this next election. And so, Mr. Chairman, once again, for all things congressional, can we move on to another hearing to discuss some weaponizations of other areas? I've given you 2 or 3 other topics that we can talk about. In other committees, they will at least give a member of the minority 1 hearing at least on a topic that we can agree on, that is weaponization. Let's not continue the weaponization by Congress of social media companies. With that, I yield back.